Um,
Would you mind giving me 20 seconds? I'm just going to run and get a beer.
yes, Jens, you can have 20 seconds to go and get a beer. However, I'm going to do the intro because I already put the volume. Um, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday, the 9th of November. It's round 25 of the Champman Super League Season 9. Your chairman is still a little bit under the weather, but he's going to power through. Luckily, he's got a seasoned pro in Jens Anderson to join him. He's going to be sipping on a beer as he goes through. Let's have a quick look at the managers of the month and notice that Jens has won 2 of those and still nowhere near Tato as well. And then Mr. Edwards, of course, top of the league. Players of the month, we've had Lee Bowyer's had a great season. Nicky Butt has, Ronaldinho. Yeah, no really unexpected people apart from Rustico. I'm just going to click on a couple of these without comment. Yeah. So here we are. Evening, Jens. How are you?
Good evening, I'm fine, mate. How are you?
I'm good, good, good. Say hello to all the adoring Super League fans.
Hello, all you adoring Super League fans. Hope you have a nice evening.
Yeah, just having a look at the chat there, and someone's mentioned that I'm on top chat. The actual chat I'm entering into, so the one where you'll see the messages, is actually on live chat. For some reason, when I kind of input the top chat into this, it's giving me top chat. I don't know why. Nor do I care too much, so we're all right. I mean, that's just for the playback, really. You're all here, and I can see all your comments. Let's have a look who's in the chat. We've had 5 viewers in early doors. Steve Wright, Campbell, Dimbalino, Tato, Mr. Megahorse, Mr. Edwards, Duggan, and even Rob Sloth. And it's a very much not a full compliment, but not too far away. Lee Dimbaline saying I'll test it. Right, thank you, mate. Roberto can't wait for the challenge. All right. Well, what have we got tonight, Jens? What have we got? Let's go to the fixtures. Hools versus Astor. Is this a? Are you looking forward to your games, or are you just kind of just waiting to get them over with now?
Well, we have to be honest and say that, I mean, we're saving the game, the only game no one cares about to the end. Two teams in no form and with managers that both long to get this season over with.
Tato's Astor still mathematically in with a shout, but do you think that's just a non-starter?
Yeah, I saw his team tonight, and I think it's gonna. I honestly think I'm gonna beat him. So then it's gonna be all over for him as well. So and even if he was to win his last 2 games, he wouldn't be enough. I think. Very much looking forward to the game under it though. Think
Bostock Loco. I think.
Yeah, I think Bostock has to. I mean, they've lost. Is it 4 on a bounce, and with their
Yes.
title aspirations, they're going to have to win, and Loco the same. They probably need a win to qualify. So that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if Bostock win that game, it's pretty much curtains for 5th. They'll be rock solid in the top 6, and if Loco don't win, then they're definitely out of it. So, but the kind of the opposite result, the Locomotive Boston victory, that puts them just 2 points behind Bostock, and it's definitely going to go down to the last day. So, huge game, huge game.
And
Churchtown away
interesting
from
to
home.
see. Sorry, just interesting to see a matchup where Loco probably has to win to see how he goes about with his business. If he's going to attack.
Indeed, indeed. Well, evening to Scott Sadler and Haji. I think that's everyone in the chat now. So I'm going to go to our first game. Let's press this magical continue button. And
Should save that.
we should save that for a bit, I think. As much as Greaves, you'll be cursing us.
Why don't you go from bottom to top?
I tell you what, let's start with the top of the table clash. I mean, to get the juices going, it's got Northern Burn against Leddersford. I think that's. Do you mean it's not got too much riding on it on the terms of the top six, but it's got the top two. It's a starter on match of the day, in my opinion. So let's have a look at what Mr. Edwards has gone with. You won't be surprised, considering he's got no suspensions or injuries, that he's unchanged from his victory away at Sloths. I'm just going to cough again, mate. So if you want to talk.
Yeah, no. Only surprise for me is that it's no suspensions. To be honest, Roy Keane has a habit of getting himself a suspension every other game. For me, I said from the start of the season, for me, Northern Burn's best 11 is probably the best 11 on paper in the league, and Ian's done a good job with them as well. Only weak link, as I saw it in the start of the season, was probably Totti in that 11, but he's also gotten a lot of good things from him. So no surprise for me that they're on top.
Do you back them to finish top? Then do you think they'll get the victory tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Burn victory tonight. I think. Yeah.
And Leddersford, a team in good form. They've won their last three, unbeaten in, I want to say, 7. This is what they've gone with tonight. Not too dissimilar from what they've been putting out recently. The team that absolutely destroyed Dragons last time out. What do you
No, I
make of
think.
this?
Yeah, I think honestly that next to maybe Tato and of course a couple of the other top 6 managers, I think Dan's been one of the managers of the season for me. At the start of the season, if you looked at his squad, then I don't think anyone would have them favorites, despite some matches using dodgy wibwob and all. But Dan coming in, no wibwob shit, and just putting out good tactics and grinding out results has been very impressive.
Yeah, I think a few people will be trying to kind of delve into Dan's mind and to see what he's done this season that's worked so well, and then try and replicate it. A few teams down the bottom, probably in that vein of yourself, Haggis, who've you'd say probably got better squads on paper, but yeah, 15 points behind at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a huge gap in class of the way the managers perform. There's no reason why my team shouldn't perform at the same level as Leddersford, but huge credits to Mr. Megahorse for getting them to tick so well.
Evening to Smuts and Greavesy. How do you think get the cues done? That's exactly what we're doing. So let's have some predictions in the chat. I'm going to attempt to do the first half. What do you think of this one then? You think Northern Burn are going to do it?
I think Leddersford are a really solid team, but I think Burn away is going to be too much for them. I think it 3-1 for Northern Burn.
3-1 Northern Burn. Smuts going 0-0. Steve Reich 1-1-1. 2-0 to Sizalco, says Rob Sloth. Right, give me. Huzzah! Huzzah! And we go. Northern Burn starting quickly. You've seen the usual names: Totti, Robin, Tizalco, Georgiatos on the left hand side, causing problems. Hersey had an effort though for Leddersford after 16 minutes. Paredes coming into the game for Leddersford. Petkov, Exbury. Not seen Ronaldinho's name as yet, but I have seen Constantino. Quite a bit of action here. Totti heads it down to Tizalco, nothing comes of it. Henri has an effort. Robin was there but couldn't finish. 10 minutes before half time, Petkov had an effort. They look like they're marking Ronaldinho at the game though pretty well, Northern Burn. 5 minutes before half time, Tizalco had an effort there. I think it clipped the bar, did I see that? And we're at half time. 0-0 at half time. Wow, wow, wow. What do you make of that first half, mate?
It looked like it was even more action than what the stats are telling. Very good half, two very competitive teams.
Quite a few sixes for Northern Burn. Not what Ian would like to see with it.
No, I mean doesn't look like they really got going attacking wise. Roy Keane on yellow is gonna concern him a little bit. But I mean, if as long as they're not one down and they've got Sigalko up front, then there's always the chance that he's gonna score, isn't it?
Yes, the odds be ever in his favour with Tizalco up top. Hodgie's gone 1-1, lots of draws or points to points. Ian will generally tell me he's sticking as, I'm sure, in a couple of minutes. Let's look over to Dan Megahorse's Leathersford side. It's a similar story, couple of eights, but the rest of it sixes and sevens. It's yeah, I've just noticed that Paredes there is down on 44 condition. We must have missed something there.
Yeah, it's the same story really for Leathersford with the goalkeeper and a defensive player being the standout performers and the other ones not really getting involved. Looked like it's a very tight game. Maybe the team that wins the war is gonna win the match eventually.
Taibbi didn't get much of a look in seasons 1 and 2. He's played pretty much all season 3. Now at 34 years old, is he someone that you'd go to?
I personally think he's class. Not sure if I've ever had him season 3, 4, but I think in the start of the game he's really good. And I mean, as a result, none of these teams are gonna be too worried with the draw here. It's gonna be enough for them anyways. So yeah, interesting second half.
Agahoa for Paredes is the sub. Vogel and Petkop back one. So Vogel, Petkop back one. That's what Dan's going. Ian's going as is. Let's kick off the second half and see if we get a victor. And there's Ronaldinho really does. Totti and Henri and Cizalco involved. Jajato seems to have been involved in the game a lot on the left hand side for Northern Burn. Cizalco in, Contra having an effort saved. Petkov having an effort there on to 60 minutes with still no goals as yet. Patsaksoglu right wing, nothing doing. Agahoa fouled off the bench. Contra comes down the right. Looks like Northern Burn are turning the screw a little bit, but they've not managed to grab a goal as yet. I think they'll probably
Stinks
be.
of a Sigalko goal. This 89th minute.
Quick look at the league table. It's the first game. I think you look at that and you'd suggest Northern Burn will probably be the happier of the two teams. It'll probably mean they're almost certain top 2 spot if they get one. But there's Constantini with the effort. I'm back. Good to hear you in good voice, Raya. That's ironic, isn't it? I'll be back at some point. Exaberia crossing from the right. Looks like Leathersford putting the pressure on. Toldo saving at the end there. Cizalco, Totti, Addo unable to control the ball. Northern Burn retain possession into injury time, and that's the final whistle. And do you mean, Jens, that's what we wanted, isn't it? An absolute extravaganza to get us going.
Not the goals we wanted, but I tell you what, this is a. If I were Dan, I'd be very very happy, and I mean I think this shows that you probably don't want to face Leathersford in the playoffs if you can go there and grind out that 0-0 and be close to getting the victory as well away to Burn, maybe the toughest place to go.
Taib picking up man of the match, some solid performances from his defensive players. Patsaksoglu, Addo, Petkov, Constantino on sixes. But yeah, I think Dan will be happy with that. It keeps him in the mix for the top 2. Improved ratings in the second half for Northern Burn, 7s and 8s across the board. Couldn't get the ball across the line, but I think a good game and a draw is probably the right result. Yeah.
Yeah, and on a different day, then Sigalko scores on one of his 2 shots and then he wins 1-0.
Right. Quick look at the fixtures. I think I'm going to go to Devils next. Hodgie is about, as is Dimberline. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Dimberline. Hodgie, I believe, is unchanged. And why would you change it? As I've read in the chat there a couple of seconds ago, he's only lost twice since game week 2. Are Devils dark horses? I mean, they're the champions, but are they dark horses to retain this one?
Yeah, definitely. I think the only change he's made is I think he's put Soroczynski back in for Gattuso. But that core is so strong, and I mean, dark horses definitely are because they've got extremely good team, and Hodge has done since the start of the season. He's done an amazing job. But I think they also want to go to be top two to have a. I mean, there's never been a team outside top two that's won the whole thing, is it?
Yeah, but it's one of those records are there to be broken, aren't they? Maybe that's what Hodgie's all about. He wants to be. He had that quiet start because he wanted to come in from fourth, fifth. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, everything else than a Super League win is a disgrace when you take over the reigning champions, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's gonna have to win.
Here's a question which I know Fifey touched on at the weekend. If you had your choice of the kind of two defenders and a goalkeeper, and you've got a choice of Nestor Montero and Frey, or Ian Edwards has got Toldo, brain freeze,
Samuel and Cannavaro.
Samuel Cannavaro. Who do you pick out of those?
I pick these three because mainly because I think Frey is the best goalkeeper in the game. But I mean that those two trios are definitely on paper at least the two best in the league for me.
Hmm. And Churchtown Massive. Let's have a quick look at their away record. It's always something to behold. 1 win, 3 draws out of the 12 games. In stark comparison to them, second in the table, 7 out of 12 home victories. It's an interesting one, but they are away tonight. This is his Churchtown and Minging away formation. 3 strikers there, kind of Del Piero and Santa Cruz and Rossini. Maybe Santa Cruz playing slightly off position. What do you make of this one, mate?
It's kind of similar to the one we've been playing for the last few weeks. I think Dimble's one of those that's come in and taken over a team that's not been massively strong on paper. I just looking at this, I suspect he's got a deal somewhere for Zanetti. It's the only reason why he wouldn't be playing him. So someone's probably found a deal to get maybe the best right wing back in the game for next season.
No goals, no assists, no man of the match this season.
It's
He's,
class though, anyways.
yeah, I think Cafu might have words about that. I understand your point though. He's got
Yeah,
some bargaining power if he decides to get rid of Zanetti, hasn't he?
definitely, definitely. But I mean, looking at the 11 he's putting out, is a solid defensive core. And at home he's doing good stuff. Away to Devils, I think it's going to be too tough for them with their away form considering as well. But no, I think he's done a decent job, to be honest, with what he's got.
Let's have some predictions in the chat as usual. And what are you going with this one, mate? You kind of leaning towards Devils then?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 2-0 Devils.
2-0 Devils. So hopefully we're going to have a goal in this game. I'll wait for the first prediction to come through in the chat and then assume that there's more on the way. Edwards going 2-1, Slosh going 1-0, as is Steve Wright. Home win. Sorry, Dimbolo. Smuts going for another 0-0. Let's see what happens. There's Dyer Aymar, who's been playing well recently. Ferguson past John Terry. Dyer looks like it's a lot of Devils, but no goals as yet. Sorochinsky, Emerson. Oh, and Penza injured.
Ooh.
9 goals in
That's
18 this season. He's not at the dizzy heights he was over the last couple of years.
You better pray that he's not injured for a long time.
Do you think he brings Mido on, or maybe put Tobias Grant at attacking midfield and push Aymar up top? What does Hodgie do here?
I'd bring Mido on if it was me, but who am I to talk?
He's gone for Mido as well. Yeah, who are you, Jens? Who are you? Just before half time, so
I'm a shite, underperforming manager, pretending to be something I'm not.
And guess what? It's another 0-0 at half time, and 3 shots for Devils, all off target. Nothing from Churchtown, but away from home, maybe digging in. The crowd goes, ooh, says Mr. Campbell. Lots of 7s and 3 6s. Nothing really to write home too much about. Only 2 key passes for the Devils. Hodgie, let me know if you want to make any more changes. Everyone else seems to be above 90. I'll quickly click over to Churchtown. The ratings are a little bit lower, 6s and 7s there. A couple of lower conditions as well for Santa Cruz and Håkon Mild. What do you make of Håkon Mild, Matt?
I like him. I always sign him if I'm not a top team. I think so. He's always performing in a decent level.
He's
Ask Scotty and Steve about our network games. He's doing the business.
just while waiting for Dimbley. Evening Swan, mate. What do you think about having the two left footers in defensive midfield here? I know you've done something similar with Liverani.
I think it's not what he would prefer if he could choose, but I think that this is what he's got and he's playing it. It's been the same thing with me. I'm either playing a left-footed defensive midfielder to the right, or I'm playing Asensao. So, so it's shite anyways.
Elba comes on for Rossini, and we're going to kick off the second half, and hopefully we're going to get some goals to talk about. And Jean Terry
there we go.
has got a red card.
Let's go one at the back, Dimble. Come on.
Let's have a quick look at positions here. So Kaladza can play centre back. Panucci can as well. You're probably going to put Panucci and Zanetti there and take off one of Del Piero, Santa Cruz maybe? Or what would you do in this situation?
Yeah, I'd probably do that. Put Panucci centre back and Zanetti on. I would play Zanetti from the start, but yeah, maybe bring Santa Cruz off or Del Piero.
Well, he's not doing that. He's putting Kaladza back and Cambiasso central and going like that. I quite like that formation actually. Thanks for the quick response, and we continue our game. Just 1 minute after half time, and he's got a full half there to hold on with 10 men. No Mpenza though for the Devils. Mido in mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah, they've only got 2 men in like really attacking positions as well, so it could be possible to hold out.
We've only got 20 minutes to go. Van Bronckhorst, Kuhl, Aymar, Ferguson involved. I'm going to slow this one down a little bit. I mean, just for the pure hope that we might have a goal. Panucci, Vialli. There's Mido intercepting. Aymar, long range volley, goes wide. I'm not confident here that we're going to get a goal.
You know, this is the Jens effect. This is what I do as a manager, and this is what I do when I'm on comms.
Well, this is
strikers stop scoring goals.
This is the Super League, non-stop action and all that, 0-0. And with 5 minutes to go, are we going to have another 0-0? Dyer coming forward, past Cambiasso into the box, low and hard. Magnus Hedman, Nestor with the header, Hedman again with the save. Mido, 89 minutes. Goal must surely steer it. A kick in the teeth, a sickener for Dimbolino, but his losing run away from home continues. Devils' good form continues. And yeah. I'm pretty sure Smuts went 0-0, so you didn't get 2 out of 2, mate, I'm afraid. Last minute winner for Mido seals the victory for the Devils. It was all Devils in that game. Churchtown just hanging in there. But yeah, it's still a signal when you concede right in the last minute. Let's have a quick click on the old stats. Solid performances across the board. A 9 for Mido. And he's got the goal, the assist coming from Pablo Aymar. You're looking at that, you'd think they'd won 2 or 3-0, but it's not. It's the solitary last minute goal, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, Dan, that will mean that Devils get the Q. Anything to say on Churchtown, Jens?
No, I mean they dug in and were close to almost champing out the point, but looking at those stats, they didn't deserve anything from this game, unfortunately for Dimble. Well played for Hodgie. I think the only concern now is he can't wait probably to get his pack and see for how long Mpenza is out, because if he's out for some weeks, then that's a big blow.
Indeed. Yeah, Chapman Swan, our amazing statistician, confirming that that'll be the cue for Devils. Fixtures.
He's a mastermind, this guy.
Oh, he's fantastic, isn't he? It's always I think we're going to go Dragons next. Smuts is about. Maka was about earlier in the group chat. I'm not too sure we've seen him live yet, but Dragons it is next. They're sticking as is after getting beat 4-0 by Leddersford. What do you make of that?
Um, they've had even, I mean, just as bad season as me, or even worse. I heard Hopkins was down with illness. I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Smuts has come in with his revolutionary. First he came on comps on actually and called out half of the managers in the league, and then he got an assistant job and decided that we're definitely not going to play two at the back. And yeah, it's served them well so far. So hopefully Hopkins will stick with Swan for next season as well.
Yeah, Swan. He's been great entertainment since joining, and everyone here
Not Swan, it's Smuts. I mean, sorry,
Smuts even. Yeah,
Smuts
Smuts.
is the yeah.
Yeah, I'm still under the weather, mate. I've got an
Swan is the
excuse.
mastermind. Smuts doesn't seem that way.
And yeah, everyone here at Super League Towers wishing their best to Hopkins. Hopefully he's back with us soon. Um, yeah, Clive at Madeira should be scoring more goals than they have this season. However, scoring goals hasn't really been the problem for Dragons. Got 34, which is joint or second most outside the playoffs, and more than a few in the playoffs. Which is that they've conceded 46, the most in the league by some margin. And they'll have to kind of look at addressing that next season, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Smuts is saying he's a tactical genius. I'm not too sure I agree with that. And yeah, I know the Fulchester boss is out on a work evening out this evening for a change. He's gone a couple of changes in there. Val Garen's come in for Balde. Nicky Butts in for Prutton, who drops to the bench, and Big Allen gets a place up top. What have you made of Fulchester's season? It was an interesting one. They were kind of plonking around. Do you mean fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and then they just went on a little boost and they looked like they were going to challenge for top spot at one point, but now down in third. What have you made of their season?
uh, I think even if I mean, he's pretending to be like, I mean, he destroys laptops and is this and that. He goes to the temple and this and that. He knows what he's doing, and I don't think he ever panics, and he always seems to end up there. So he's got a good squad, fantastic midfield, and he knows if he just keeps going on about his business, he's going to get points and he's going to end up somewhere around the playoffs at least.
Yeah, he has been someone who's gone out on penalties the last two seasons, and yeah, you think he kind of says he got beat, I think, by Devils or maybe by
Yeah.
Bostock in a two-legged affair a couple of years ago. But do you reckon he's got what it takes to kind of go toe-to-toe with the big guns? I'm talking about your Devils, your Northern Burn, your Bostocks, Laddersfords. Is this team got enough to kind of go through that playoff kind of experience and come out on top?
I, I'm not sure if the 11 for me is as good as a couple of the others, but I think it's very tactically astute. And I mean, in the playoffs, that can win you the games just as much as your players. So yeah, I definitely think he has a chance. So also a good example of what Swan brings to the table with all these stats and everything. I saw Balde was suspended now, but I saw Macca commenting on looking at a couple of those stats and like questioning Buffon and Balde. I think it was because the opposition got too many shots on target or whatever. But I mean, what he brings to the table, also managers also take it under consideration. And it's nice to see.
As you'll have seen from my little typo there, I'm after some predicurons, or predicrions. So, can you give me a predicrion, Jens?
I can't look past Fulchester at this stage of the season. The 1-0 Veron goal.
1-0 Veron. Smuts going 0-0. Champs 1 going 1-3. Let's kick it off and see where we get. Yeah, a lot of people back in Fulchester here. One at the back can work at home though. Nedved into the area, shoots low and hard, and after 1 minute, we have another goal. It's Fulchester on top at the moment. Giggs, Shearer, Valgarin, sorry, Veron, Beckham near post, Ronaldo an effort there, Biscan with an effort, and Fulchester make it 2. 25 gone. Ronaldo, someone hit the bar there. Shearer just over. Is Zori. Can he get back Dragons back into the game? This tactic isn't working for Dragons at all, is it?
No, it
Emerton,
should be changed.
Cole, and we get to half time. Yeah, it's been pretty much one-sided, mate, hasn't it?
Yeah, it looked all, apart from maybe a 5-minute period there, it looked all Fulchester to me. And they've won this game already by the looks of it. Dragons can comfort themselves by thinking that people like Joe Palmer will probably love their setup and love their team with the one at the back. So yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
yes, apart from Yepes on a 6, everyone else on 7s and 8s for Fulchester. Everyone seems relatively fit. I've not seen Maka about, so I'm going to go as is unless we get any injuries.
It's just a well-oiled machinery, isn't it, Fulchester? Just ticks
It,
along nicely.
it is. 6s and 7s, apart from Ibrahim Said for the Dragons, what would, if you were Smuts in his position, what would you be doing here to try and get back into this game? Do you reckon he's regretting the one at the back?
Yeah, he's got
Sorry.
no, no. Just play it out and stick something else out there next match and wait for the season to end. That's what I would do.
As is, get it over with, says Smuts. Let's do
Yeah,
exactly
exactly.
that. Oh, I thought we might have Clive getting Dragons back into the game there early doors. It didn't happen. Looks like they are involved though, Dragons. Definitely in this half. 30 minutes to go, and
Yeah,
Patrick
look at
Clivert's got
this.
back in there.
Fantastic team talk by the assistant manager in the halftime there.
Yeah, Nedved
Assist,
gets a
get it
yellow
over with.
card.
Seems to have done the trick.
Said, Ronaldo near post. Biscan with an effort there. Last couple of minutes. Dragons, can they get that equaliser? Can Fulchester hold out? Baumer to Clivert. Yellow card for Yepes. Free kick maybe. Oh no, it's back at Fulchester's possession. It's not over yet, and it is over now. Sorry for a little bit of silence there. Dragons definitely gave a better account of themselves second half. 4 shots on target. I think they said the one at half time. They've won the second half. I suppose that's that they can. Do you mean that's all you can kind of ask for after you've been kind of humbled in the first point? Maka will be happy they'll come away with the 3 points. Nedved and Biscan with the goals. Archie back randomly picking up man of the match for his assist. Not bad ratings at all. And you look across the Dragons, it must have been the tactic which let them down. Maybe the assistant manager who's involved at the moment should really take a good look at himself.
Yeah. When you got these ratings and the other team is that much better than you, then you've done something wrong.
Yeah, I think he's probably Chris Hodgie saying there that unlucky Phil Thompson. That was a good analogy. Maybe a bit of a Sammy Lee as well. I'm thinking Smut says Peter Taylor character. Yeah, solid performances from Fulchester. They'll be happy to take the 3 points and move on. Shearer getting a 6 there. That means Michael Owen is probably going to come back in next time out.
But it's 3 points. It's all that matters in this stage, isn't it? You won't care how we did it.
Not at all. We've got to save that one. We're saving that one. Haggis Gazelles is the good one. We've played all the others, so we're either going to go to Dudley Hill Spartak or Haggis Gazelles. I think we're going to go to Dudley Hill. I have no doubt that Steve is about. Steve is always about. And he's bringing in Damien Manso. Is he someone you're aware of, mate?
I had him. I tried a journeyman once, and I ended up in Villarreal some seasons in, and I had him there. Didn't set the world on fire, but stats looks okay enough. And Steve's the same. Is in the same position as me, so he can afford to try out a couple of things.
Yeah, a couple of players coming in that, I mean, he's not played much for Sabucio Zuma. Second appearance of the season is that Damiano Zinoni. He's played quite a bit this season, actually. But yeah, the two kind of experiments in there. Manso and Zuma, and obviously he started to like this formation a bit. It's the Northern Burn formation of old. It's an old Bolton Phoenix formation. Obviously, there's nothing's ever new. These things get recycled, but it's the formation played by top of the league. So you got to
Yeah,
think
but
there must be something in there through it.
it served him well as well. I think. I mean, big credit to Steve, honestly, because last week's his team has been much more solid, and since he got Chris Perry in, it's not conceding as much, and they look way more competitive now than what they've done before. So credit to Steve.
Still only one win in five though. I don't know.
You see 2 draws there, and he's not getting smashed like he had a habit of getting earlier. So yeah, I think he's done a good job last half of the season.
Steve writes it was the bow down to the king. I've been making a joke about our Rob. I mean, Rob knows I love him, but it's very much at this point of the season that sloths tend to capitulate.
It's
And
not a joke, is it? It's the truth. I put out a video at the start of the season, um, guessing the table, and I mean I pretty much guessed everything wrong. I guessed myself top, which was very wrong. But the only thing I'm probably going to guess right is that slots are going to be very very good in the start of the season, and then come the last 7 8 games they're going to be shite and bottle it, and that's what they're on the verge of doing again.
yeah, he's gone back to his three up top. He's gone with his sloths to shite tactic. The form. He's been against three good teams. You really look at this. His last victory was against yourselves. He got absolutely humbled by Churchtown. But then these latest three victories, Gazelles, Leadersford, and Northern are no slouches. He'll be looking at these two games, Dudley Hill and Haggis, as two teams outside the playoffs, below him in the league, as two potentially places he can go and get a victory. As you said in the chat there, he's still in it. Do you kind of zero Berto's back tonight? For how long, we don't know. Do you think he's still in it, or do you think that this is just do you think that if he doesn't win tonight, it's the end of the line?
I think he's back to the tactic that works best for him. And I mean, if they fire, then they'll beat both Dudley Hill and Haggis. But it's that part of the season, isn't it? I don't want to jinx it anymore because I know he's going to be a horrible person on Twitter tomorrow if things go his way.
Duggan saying if Sloths win here, that's massive pressure on Loco and Gazelles. Completely agree. Sloth going 1-1. What are you going with this one, mate? What do you reckon?
I'm going to go with Desmond here.
A Desmond. Both teams to score. Dudley win. According to Fifey, Edwards going 1-1. Right. Let's do this thing. Amoroso coming forward for Dudley Hill. Tomasi's and Noni. An early goal for Luca Toni. Sloths are falling apart again. But they are coming back into this game a little bit though. Seen D'Alessandro name mentioned a couple of times. Desai, Vieri, Despodetas, Pizarro, Mantaras. They can't seem to score though. Hits the post there in Mantaras. Zuma having an effort, and there's Rustico going off injured. I'm just going to do this substitution. If Steve disagrees with it, then let me know.
Smut saying, "Would you stop fucking coughing for fuck's sake?"
I really would if I could, mate. I can't believe this is like. I mean, I'm like 100% better than I was last week. I was literally dying last week, but I kind of suggested pushing back to Friday to do the show. I definitely wouldn't have been able to make it. Steve, that's it, right? Yes, continue. I'm just going to get to half time soon. Yeah, there we are. Match stats 4-1, 5-3. Sloths on top, but Dudley Hill with their only shot on target getting the goal. Possession in Dudley Hill's half though. Quick click on Sloths. Rob, reconfirm that if you don't mind, man. Keep saying we're going to score here. Just noticed a couple of players down below 90 with the fitness. Nigmaterial picking up a 5 as well. I know you sometimes like to ship your goalkeepers, so let me know what you want to do there. I tend to agree though. You are creating the better chances, and then stay 1-0 up. Don't want to change a winning team. Sibusio Zuma on 84 fitness and a 6, as is Damien Mansour. what
So
would you do?
Rob, I'm not sure. I mean, I would like to be Rob, to be honest. He's now probably gonna crush 2 world records in a matter of a week. He's gonna play the longest amount of time of Mario Kart, and is gonna be the Super League manager who's bottled the playoff most times in the world.
When is
So
that? I'm just to confirm. I'm not too sure that is next week. So we could Rob confirm when the Mario Kart thing is. I'm pretty sure it was next year when I read it.
isn't the radio tomorrow?
He's on the radio. Yeah, he just.
On the
You mean fucking hell? It's Radio Somerset. Do you mean that's just two random guys in a shed?
Is Tato and who else?
Sadar for Manso, and then Ollie for Zuma.
March 22. You've probably been able to bottle
Yeah,
another playoff by then.
3rd of March 2022. Fucking hell, you're going a bit early, aren't you? Everyone forgot about it by now, Rob. Fucking hell. Jesus. Campbell, pretty botless too. Are you going to play Mario Kart on the radio? Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Right, all 3 substitutions been made by Dudley Hill. Hopefully they don't get an injury or a red card. Let's kick off the second half and see where it gets us. Marcel going off for, I assume.
Rui Costa, I see.
Do you?
Hold him down.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd do, but I'm just gonna wait. Fucking swap to. I'm on live chat. It says live chat.
Where's Christian Paulsen?
Dead,
He's
I
got to be
think.
injured or suspended. He's his best player. Swapping Holland down.
Right. Jens, why don't you give her the song or something like that? I'm gonna go and just put the dummy in my daughter's mouth.
The song of who?
Give us,
Of what?
give us the Norwegian national anthem. Do something like that.
Ja, vi elsker dette landet som det stiger frem. Furet vær bitt over vannet, ned i 1000 hjem. Get in, you cunt! So, yeah, I've never done this before. Spartak slots on their usual way to bottle it has now lost their most important defensive player. He's bringing in Rui Costa in the hope that he's going to turn it around. He probably won't, but we all love Rob Marshall, so
Right, I'm back.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. You were doing absolutely great there, I'm sure. Beautiful voice and a fantastic finish. I could listen to that all day. First 3 notes made my left bollock tickle. Yeah. Thought that was Deck the Halls to start with. I missed it, so you'll have to listen to this one back. 55 minutes gone, we're still at 1-1. I'll still Sloss creating but not scoring. Vieri involved there. Slow it down. Mantaras's left foot on the volley. Pellizzoli with the save. There's Tudor. My daughter Elsie Grace is now thrashing around the cot. Hopefully she gets comfy soon. Last 10 minutes to go. Zinoni into the box. And there's Luca Toni. Sloths are falling apart again. It's sloths. Sloths are falling apart again. Oh my God! What are you gonna do if you're Robbie or Jens? Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna think about ending it? What are you gonna do?
If I'm Rob here, I'm gonna go on a blistering attack towards all managers and board members of the Super League and try and turn the attention away from my horrible performance.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it, isn't it? We're at the final whistle there. Dudley Hill clearly dominant in that game, probably very much deserved that victory. They had 4 shots on target to the opponent's 7, but there were 4 good shots on target. Slosh cleared a shooting from anywhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a thumping, isn't it? I mean,
is a
they've
pump.
been played out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely played it. I mean, Sloths have flown from Kurdistan to Yorkshire and been well and truly embarrassed. They're humbled by the might of Dudley Hill and Luca Toni, who I think surely is got to be leading the line for Dudley Hill next season. If he plays every game, then you'd expect him to get 15, 16, 10 from 17 starts. I'm sure that he'll be the main man for Dudley Hill next season.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't trade him for some crappy
Yeah,
left wing back or something.
he's probably got
He's
fucking
capable of it.
yeah. Tomasi having a good game. His goalkeeper being absolutely fantastic as well. Dominant, absolutely dominant. Even in all 3 subs, Kemon did okay as well. Made the right decisions. I've always said that Steve Wright, absolute behemoth in the Super League. And people overlook him at their peril. I think they still might even make the playoffs.
Yeah, you've always been his biggest fan.
Always been his biggest fan. And then Spartak Sloths.
Nick Matulin, the only player who can go out from this game with a little bit of honor left.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
he can go with his head held high. He's done Spartak a favour there. He's kept the score down. The rest of the lads, shocking. Matty Holland,
Yeah,
absolutely shocking.
Zeroberto, 0 assists, only an 8 rating. As the manager has to have a good look at himself here, I think.
Champ Megahar said, amazing to think Steve's making Perry's loan permanent and giving me Tony. No, I'm not buying it. Even that's a bit stupid, even for fucking Steve.
Mm,
Would you believe that? I don't know. I can't.
it's not completely impossible.
I mean, solid defenders are 10 a penny, and then you fucking It's actually it is believable, isn't it? It's that fucking it's that stupid that you think Steve might do it.
Will you talk us through the next team while I go
Yeah,
grab a beer and have a winkle?
yeah, of course I can. Yeah. Well, I think it's Haggis next, is it? What have we got left? Yeah, it's Haggis next. So the mighty Haggis hunters from north of the border, the wee jocks. Basically taking a couple of leaves out of Tato's book here. It was asymmetric. He's a nice little touch, but he's fully delicated. He's missing a couple of players this week. Suspension Seviera and Stam. Casillas injured. That means Bizzari come onto the bench and Pleticosa starts. G Unit getting a rare outing at centre defence. And he's gone with no central midfielders. And Nicky Franco and Larson having a bit of a party up there. Yeah, Saha gets another start up top. It's an interesting one. Get Asta Hools on. Fucking pointless game. Well, Jens is here, isn't he? And he's got to put it on last. It's last game of match of the day. Camel saying he's giving the reserves a run out. Let's have a quick look at selection here. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, apart from the injuries, he's pretty much playing the team he's played all season, so I'm not going to buy that one, mate. And you were saying the other day, 2 victories, and you're still in with a outside chance. Shevchenko's going to be captain tonight. Special Gazelles currently sat in the ever so nervous 6th spot, hoping to kind of pucker their ass up and not let anything in. It's a tough game this away at Haggis when you need something, and they've got injuries as well. Laundra and Welland's out injured. Welland's out for the rest of the season. Zaya Lewis and Ferdinand suspended. Jens is back, and he just decided to shake the microphone there for a few minutes, which was always appreciated. Interesting front line here, which I was thinking a quick look at. Gerard sitting in midfield, but then supported by Raul, Pinardi, Gallardo, Guillaume, and I'm constantly looking at those last three: Pinardi, Gallardo, Guillaume, and thinking, is it good enough? Is it good enough?
To be fair, I think Guillermo was his only forward scoring goals in the start of the season, and he still didn't really get a chance. But looking at that after he's gotten a chance, he's not done too much.
Yeah.
I think obviously he's one of those managers that's come in and hasn't been able to put his stamp on the team, and we keep hearing that. But I do think from the start of at the first draft, I think Gazelles has always been one of the teams with, one of the 6-7 best squads in my opinion. They've got the two of the best wingbacks in the game all the time, and they've got some. Rio Ferdinand. But at the same time, I think if with Pinardi, Gallardo, and those kind of players in 11, if he can make the playoffs, it will be a very well done by Duggan if he can make that.
Duggan's saying if he wins, it's a Gazelles Q. Now, I also love the away colours, Mr. Campbell, but I'm not too sure that it is. I think it depends on the Locomotive result. I think if Locomotive win, then they're still able to catch you. But we will see.
Is Vieira playing? I didn't see Haggis.
He's suspended, mate. He's suspended.
It's a shame.
As is
both him and Wellens. They've been fighting and Twitter beefing over Richie Wellens and Vieira for days now. Shame.
What do you reckon then? You got any predictions? Anyone in the chat got some predictions for this one?
I do think Haggis is gonna edge it, but I think it's gonna be close. 2-1.
2-1. Duggan. He didn't have to tell me I was right. I knew I was right. A couple of people going 2-1 Haggis, including Mike Savage. Hodgson going 1-0. Let's kick it off and see what we get. Desmond says Ian Edwards. A lot of action the first couple of minutes. We've not had a proper humdinger yet. Guillaume has an effort there. Cafu, Raul. Oh, yellow card for Larson. I thought there might be a red there. Something went crashing over. Mourinho. Oh, Smertin scores for Gazelles.
Gazelles on top here.
They are, aren't they? Guillaume, Pinardi. Still think there's a lot in this game. There's Saha, Nicky Franco shoots and wide. Wayne Dade, referee. There might be a red card in this one. Gerard makes it 2 just before half time. And Guillaume makes it 3.
What a result for the Gazelles.
Mikey Duff just gives Haggis a glimmer of hope. It's not been all Gazelles when you look at the stats, but they've been putting the ball in the back of the net. 4 shots on target, 3 of them have gone in. 3 from Haggis and only 1's gone in.
So Castilla's disaster class this has to be.
Well, I don't think it is for the main thing that he's not playing. But Pletko's not covering himself in glory. Mikey Duffett, the only person getting an 8. Louis Sahan not in the game at all. Be interesting to see what Ian does here. I think I'd like to see Roman Vasiliuk, potentially Bruno for Sergio Nicky Franco. I think we've all agreed that this is a gash Nicky Franco.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I don't really understand why he doesn't play Vasiliuk. Big Belarusian bastard banging him in.
Yeah, he scored at Fulchester, didn't really get a run out at Churchtown. Bruno for Nicky is a sub he's doing. Not surprised there. Let's see if anything gets happened then. Hodgie's going to be on cloud 9, isn't he, after that first half? He'll have been thinking it's all over. He'll have been cracking open
Duggan.
Duggan, sorry.
Yeah, yes, at this point, it's about the point, and he's been coming from below the whole season, and now he suddenly finds himself within the top 6, and I mean, if you go to Scotland and get the 3 points, the second last game of the season, then that's massive.
Are they going to do it then? Have you got Gazelles nailed on now? Can you see anything changing?
Uh, I mean, Haggis's stats says Haggis is in the game, and they've got some players that can turn things around, but Gazelles looks strong so far.
Cafu coming forward. Looks like the wingers are doing quite a lot for Gazelles, and even check who got the assist, but I'm pretty sure they'd be involved. And there's Raul,
There it is.
and that's all she wrote. That's the icing on the cake for Gazelle. I think 20 minutes to go, and Gazelles now, I think, are in the playoffs. We might have nothing to play for last week here, especially with the goal difference racking up. Cafu clears the ball. Can't see Haggis Hunters getting anything here.
Well done, Doug. That's a massive result.
Huge result, and it's down to. I questioned his front line pre-game, and they've worked. 9-7 versus 9-5. You think it's a relatively even game when it comes to shots and possession and action areas. Actually favours Haggis Hunters, but when it comes to the goals, Smertin, Guillaume, Raul, Gerard have all done the business. Assists from Dede and Cafu and Gallardo. As expected, I knew that Dede and Cafu were involved quite a lot there. Great performance from Gazelles, and yeah, Duggan's going to be
Look at
down
those
to.
ratings. Yeah. Look at those ratings. Can you have a click at Gerard, please? I just want to see how he's getting on.
He looks pretty solid, doesn't he?
He looks solid. Yeah, 7 average, not the best, but yeah, he looks the business. Campbell now talking in the chat about wanting to lose the game. I'm sure the committee will have a look at that.
Yeah, I'm sure. He definitely isn't the case. Well done, Douglas. Slash saying pathetic. Yeah, that's just defense mechanism for me, and I mean he's embarrassed. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna
I,
say
I
that.
would be if I was
I
Ian. Do you
mean,
mean he's
that's an
really?
embarrassing result. It
I
is
think
definitely.
I think at the start of this iteration of the Super League, we're now near the end of 3 seasons in, we said that Haggis Hunters are one of the best 11s,
Yeah,
especially after
I tipped him to win the first season.
yeah,
Looking
he
at the
got
squad.
he got Rocks in to do all his transfer business, and do you mean? And let's be honest, since Rocks left the club, it's been a bit of a disaster, hasn't it?
I think these are the two teams that were tipped by the most to win the first season based on the squads.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Which takes us not before time on to Locomotive Boston travelling to Bostock Stanley. Let's go to Bostock Stanley first, and let's have another look at those previous 4 games. Beaten at home by the Devils, maybe slightly unlucky. Beaten away by Fulchester, fair result potentially. Beaten at home by Hulls, very tight game, and then beaten away at Churchtown, where they couldn't hit a barn a banjo. Yeah, and it's hard to put your finger on. Really, they've been conceding. They've not been scoring. This is a team which were nailed on top 2 a few weeks ago, and now he's gone with this tonight. And it's obviously only 3 goals in the last 4 games. He wants goals. What do you make of this, mate?
I think it's the right way to set up the team, considering I mean that back seven is strong as a rock, solid as a rock. So if anyone can put 3 attackers on, it's them. I'm not. I don't think he's actually done anything wrong to go on this bad run. I think it's part of how the game works. It's been so solid and so good for so long, and eventually you'll find a run of bad form, and it's just about how quick you can turn it around, which I've been horrible at. Scotty knows the game, and he has a good team, and I'm sure if not tonight, then the next game they will get the 3 points, and that'll probably be enough.
It's an interesting one. It'll definitely be nerves if they don't get the job done tonight. I don't want to click on it, but I'm pretty sure unless Locomotive win, then we're all done and dusted for the top 6. Am I right in saying that? Sloths have been beat. Haggis have been beat.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's have a look at Greavesy. And
I'm not
Greavesy,
sure if a draw could keep Greaves in the mix.
I don't think it could. I think he needs the win to stay within touching distance of both of these teams. This is what he's gone with tonight. Similar, or pretty much exactly the same as what he went with at home to Haggis, and only got a 1-1 there. Do you reckon this is going to be enough to turn over Bostock?
I mean, considering Bostock's form, then there's definitely a chance that Loco can take this. I personally can't see it. I do think Bostock has got a stronger side, and I do think they're going to win and secure that playoff spot now.
Let's continue then, and let's get some predictions in the chat. Sadly, only needs a point tonight as they travel to Gazelles in the last day. Hodges in the booster seat in the back of Fife. Fifey's see a seed, says Campbell. My darkness rocking and thrashing again. It's not looking good, this, mate. I have to be quick. This has draw written all over it, not a game I can call at all. What are you saying, Jens?
Yeah, 1-1 sounds reasonable.
1-1. Let's kick it off and see what happens. Tristan involved, early start for Bostock. 36 minutes has flown by, as happens so often in a locomotive game. Time goes very, very quickly. We do have a penalty though. Oh, and Nelka misses a penalty.
Local legend Barthez keeping the minute.
Yes. Oh my god. Bostock, will that come back to haunt them? I mean, not much happened, but they've been on top in the first half. 2 shots to nil. I'm just going to go and tuck my daughter in again, mate. So just talk us through the Bostock first half.
Not a fantastic half. Doesn't seem like he can. He's not getting his attacking players enough on the ball. Should probably be one up with the penalty, but at least they've kept Loco away from their own goal, which, to be honest, isn't too hard as Loco never attacks. Yeah, but I'm sure. I mean, a point is a decent. It's good enough for Bostock, so he won't stress too much about it how it looks now. Greaves will have to win, so for a change he would have to attack. I don't know if he knows how to do that, but let's see.
I am back.
Yeah, I heard.
Did we get any subs for Bostock? Collins for Tristan.
Collins for Tristan.
And then we look at Locomotive Boston. Solid, good performance from Barthez, saving the penalty you'd expect.
Not had a shot, as you'd also expect. I mean, this is a typical Loco away first half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a shame for Greavesy that at this point of the season he's actually going to need 3 points, so he's going to have to do something.
Scholes comes on for Eddie. So we've had our 2 changes. I hope we get some goals in the second half, and good luck to both managers. Let's see what happens.
If Greavesy wins this,
we riot.
And I'm sure he's going to go to the playoffs. He's going to shithouse someone, and he's going to go far.
Definitely coming into it, and he's got a goal there. Is that Emmanuel Petit or just Petit?
It's Emmanuel. Petit is rotting in my reserves.
This is sickening. Collins goes through, hits it low. Barthez with the save. 20 minutes to go. I'm going to enjoy this. Oh, and there is Big Dave. Big Davy Collins with the equaliser. Hopefully that'll settle a few Scott Sadler nerves, a few Bostock Stanley nerves. Both teams feel like they could get it there. Collins puts that one wide. 15 minutes to go. Locomotive need the victory. And there's another
Manu Petit.
Manu Petit has got Locomotive Boston in front. 13 minutes to go. 10 minutes to
That's
go.
this is so classic Loco, and
It's
that doesn't bode
unbelievable,
well
isn't it?
for the other playoff candidates, does it?
And
What a
Oklahoma,
shithouse.
5 minutes to go. Injury time. They've done it. Oh
He's
my
done
god.
it. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
And Bostock go to Gazelles the final match as well.
Yeah, that could end up being they want to do an Austria versus Germany 0-0 draw, but they won't be able to predict that, will they? So it's Bostock 5 shots on target to Loco's 3, but Loco have got the goals. Absolute sickener if you're a Bostock fan. Congratulations to Greavesy. Done what he does so often, just digs in. He just digs in at the back, doesn't he? And
I agree. I agree with Rob there. I mean, if it's anyone that can do this without finishing top two, I'll have to say Greavesy. I mean, he's a top shithouser, and he just knows how to grind out these results.
Barthez with an 8, Clompe man of the match with 9. The 2 goals and the local legend is Emmanuel Petit. Um, not played as much this season, but 2 huge goals at an important time. Correct decision to bring Scholes on as well. Got the assist for the second goal. Yeah, what a victory for them. And
That's huge.
and yeah, it's another game where Bostock haven't necessarily been second best, but they've come out second best. You look at the stats, and they've won most of them. Um, it's an interesting one, isn't it? If you're Scott, and do you mean you keep? Do you mean being in games, you keep being the better team in games, and you keep losing them? What do you do? It's a huge result.
I think it's tried to change it up, and I mean, I've played some network games with him and have had some Zoom chats with him, and he's been extremely confident. And I mean, he's talked about, if I win this season, I'm not going to do any transfers, and I'm going to try to win it again next season with the same team. And he's going to be absolutely furious if he drops out of that top six now.
Well, he is going to go into last week, hoping to kind of hang on to that place. I think he'll have to have a look at goal difference, but at the end of this game, we've got a big game coming up. It's a bit of a dead rubber, so we're not going to go into it too much. Jens, do you want to talk us through your lineup?
Yeah, if you could put I asked if Van Nistelrooy could have the same arrow as Brosek in the message. No, it's the same tactic. We just want to get through with it, to be honest. Give Van Nistelrooy a chance behind Crespo this time. We need to score goals. Both centre backs suspended, so we're playing Neil Clement now. Has to be a first timer for him. It's pretty shite, but yeah, we just want to get the season over with, and we actually do think we have a decent chance here. Just want to take 2 seconds to salute Mr. Mike Savage joining in the Super League chats in the shows and supporting the mighty but shite Hools every weekend. So thank you, mate.
Big shout out to Mike Savage. Here we go. Mendes being captain, that all right?
Fucking hell. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Astro Athletic. They got a lot of grief last time out for this tactic. Thought they were going to get absolutely hammered. Yet they got a draw away at Fulchester. Now they're at home to Hools, and they've gone back to their asymmetric V2. ZZ Roberts on the bench, yet he's quite injured, so I doubt we'll see him. Fowler, Saviola, Rayad, and Donovan. Are you more confident or less confident now you've seen the lineup?
No, yeah, I saw it. I think it's put the wing back up to midfield, but otherwise it's quite similar to what he's been playing. And as I said before as well, massive respect to Toto for not only delivering pretty decent results with a pretty bad squad, but also by doing it in totally different way than every other manager in the league. So yeah, well done, mate.
Are you going to have a prediction on your game, mate?
Shots on goal, 7 for Hools, 4 for Aster, 1 on target for Hools, 3 on target for Aster, 3-0 to Aster.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. I will. I'll tell you what. I'll buy you a Liverpool ticket if that's right. Um, right. Let's kick this extravaganza of football off and see where it gets us. The orange are still like they are creating. Fowler involved. Probably one of the unsung heroes this season for Astro Athletic, Robbie Fowler. He's done so much behind closed doors in kind of keeping morale up for the squad. I mean, kind of managing whilst Tato's been out of the room because obviously. But anyway, Brozek scored the goal in 18 minutes. I don't know where I was going with that narrative. Rayad gets the equaliser. Oh, big Robbie! I knew
Big
something was
Robbie. God, of course.
So yes, Hools have had some shots on target. 3. You've had 3 on target for Astor, but only 1 goal. Looks like your lads are fighting for you, mate. Let's go to Astor first and see what Tato thinks of his start, his first half, and if he wants to make any subs. What do you think of Astor's first half, mate?
As expected, solid ratings on the defensive players. He's got an underrated defensive lineup. And Robbie Fowler scoring a goal, the rest of them not contributing too much. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna win this game. We have Swan Stats told me that, I mean, I think 0.12 of our shots goes in goal, and 7.25 of the opposition shots goes in goal. So it's a main issue.
Vicente coming on for Donovan and swap with Rayad. See if that makes a difference. Vicente's either one on loan. Yeah, he's on loan from Bostock. Not really done much since he's arrived. Let's have a look at Hull's Jens. What have you made of your first half, and do you want to make any subs?
I'm not. I mean, I'm still in the game, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna put Zenoni on for Volodenkov, as he's probably gonna be my first choice right wing back on the next season.
Fair enough. Let's kick the second half off and see what happens. Macera coming forward for Hulls. Saviola and Fowler tormenting the Hulls backline. Looks like Macera's involved again. Astor on top. There's Brozek for the byline. Brozek bears down on goal. 20 minutes to go. Salahamovic, and there's Robbie Fowler. Disallowed. Obviously, Hulls in the pocket of the referee there, stopping Big Robbie from getting his brace. It's 1-1. Here comes Fowler again, though. All Fowler, isn't it? It's just a one-man team, Astor, at the moment. Into injury time, and that's the final whistle.
Just as shite as you would imagine.
Yep, relatively even game when it comes to stats. I'm not going to go into too much. Yeah, Asenso with and Liverani with the 6s. Apart from that, 7s and 8, but not anything to write home about. Incredibly dull is what Tato said. Fowler FC is what Mr. Edwards says. Both, I think, were correct in that. 9s and 8s, good defensive performance from Astro Athletic. Not as much going forward, but yeah, relatively solid. And I think both teams will take that. Let's continue. And let's have a look at where we are up to. Commiserations on not getting the victory, Jens, and thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm just going to click straight into competition. I know that's where everyone wants to see. And we've got one more queue, and that is the Devils. And I'm just trying to do some maths now, and some quick maths at that. Right, so my reckoning is it's only Locomotive now who can gate crash the top 2. They need to win as a bare minimum. They need to win. If they win, a draw will put them in and pick Gazelles out. Because Gazelles and Bostock play each other, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
But also, if Loco win and Gazelles win, that means Bostock drop out. If Loco win and Bostock win, that means Gazelles drop out. So Bostock need to win as a bare minimum. Gazelles, to make sure, need to win at Bostock, I think it is.
Yeah.
Or need to win at home to Bostock.
Could you go to the bottom as well, just for us?
Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
still to play for as well. So top 2 as well is still open a little bit. So I think North and Burn are there looking at the... Oh no, they're not necessarily there. Who've they got? Dudley Hill, yeah. North and Burn are there. Fulchester, I mean, it's one of those with Fulchester win.
Who's Colchester got?
They're at home to Lettersford.
Oof, that's
So
a big one.
Lettersford could jump them into... Yeah, so Northern Burn, that means Northern Burn 100% sure in the top 2.
Yeah.
If Fulchester win,
Well done, Ian.
Yeah, congratulations to Ian. If Fulchester beat Lettersford, then they'll at least get second, if not first. If Lettersford beat Fulchester, then they'll at least get second, if not first. Devils could no, they couldn't.
No, they can't.
Devils are gonna
Colchester and Lettersford play each other. So
yeah, Devils could get third, but not fourth. Not second, sorry. Bostock, Gazelles. Well, it's twitchy bum time now, isn't it? Really, for those two teams. Loco are coming. Who've Loco got? They've got Devils. Wow, definitely not an easy game. That's got to be the last game, hasn't it?
Devils without Impensa though, probably.
Yeah.
They feel they have a chance.
I think.
Who are we kidding, Ryan? Honestly, we all know that everyone is only anticipating the Hulls Dragons match as the big one.
So Scott's saying, so basically I need Devils to get something. So am I right in thinking that if Local win, then they're definitely in? They are, aren't they?
Yeah, based on goal difference, yeah, they are. They are.
Yep.
That
That's
fucking
madness.
shithouse is doing it again.
Yeah, that's just mad, isn't it? Right. So if Local win, they definitely make it. I didn't clock that first time round, which is interesting. Gazelles need to match the Locomotive Boston result. Bostock need a point.
Gazelles play Bostock, don't they?
Yep. So I mean, so if Locomotive Boston win,
Then they're qualified.
then Gazelles need to win as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, Bostock they're all right with a draw. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Fucking hell,
yes, Sloths and Haggis now both out of it, but that'll be a good grudge match to end the season. Hulls at home to Dragons. Fulchester Lettersford will be a very good game as well. So I think is it all the top 6-ish play each other? It's not exactly that, but
it's close to it, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Cheeky 18-minute show. Thank you very much for everyone for joining us in the stream. We've still got 19 concurrent viewers, which is impressive. Thank you so much to absolutely everyone.
Thanks for having me, mate. Been a pleasure.
Honestly, mate, you've been a star as always. Look at that. See, I'll click on a few stats if anyone wants to have a quick look at some.
Look at our home form. Where are we? 14th? 30th. Look at Gazelles in the playoffs and bottom of the home record.
They'll need that to improve next week. Away Gazelles up there. Bostock up there as well. Interesting. Quick last look at those fixtures. Team stats. Gazelles have won 4 of the last 5. Devils 3 of the last 5. Home form. Gazelles are at home, aren't they? So the Gazelles' home form is not great. They've not lost in the last 3 though.
But they've been shite at home whole season. They took all their points away.
Bostock obviously in bad form. That is unbelievable, isn't it? Bostock and Sloths both up there and both I thought
Slots. It's not unbelievable with Slots are Ryan. Come on, we all knew this was gonna happen.
Devils 11 without defeat. That is something which Gazelles and Bostock will take heart in. Is that locomotive Boston are gonna have to beat Devils to get in there. And Hodgie definitely won't be handing out any free passes. I know that much. Bostock 5 out a win. Aston 7 out a win. Full chest to the entertainers this season. Hools and Churchtown, the boring bastards.
As always.
Solid backline for Northern Burn, Laddersford. Leaky undercarriage for Spartak and Dragon. That's unbelievable. 48 goals conceded.
48.
That's like an old Fifey's Devils team. I mean, from a couple of years ago.
We've had 2 penalties this season, though. That's more than we had the 3 seasons before, or 2 seasons before.
Interesting as well. Nearly all. I mean, only 2 missed penalties. Am I reading that right? Bostock and Astro are the 2 teams to miss penalties.
Bostock tonight.
Yes, indeed. Laddersford, good from corners. Astor, good from indirect free kicks and direct free kicks. Special Gazelles, dirty bastards. Dragon Destroyers, maybe not hard enough. Northern Burn, 7 red cards, and
Roy Keane with 5 of them.
Quick, who's the team that hasn't had a red all season?
Oh, can't say. Laddersford. No.
Swindon?
Gazelles. No.
Swindon.
Yeah, Swindon Devils. Yeah.
NDI topping the average ratings at the moment. Big Ron and Mikey Duff in touching distance. Amazing how NDI continues to get good ratings even when his team are getting hammered.
Yeah, that's what he did for me. He got a 10 and the rest of the team got a 6.
I'm just clicking a few of these boring ones. Man of the matches, Christian Vieri's top of that one. Roy Keane, just the 3 red cards. 12 yellows. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell.
Have you lost more games than anyone else?
No, I think they played all games. All of them.
No, you've lost more games than anyone else.
Fucking hell. Click away from that.
No one's interested. Assists. Aymar looks like he might be taking Zé Roberto's mantle. Doing well in Devil's colours. Beckham and Zé Roberto and Mendieta and a few on 6 chasing. ZZ Roberts penalties. Kiotis getting the greasy glove. You can't really tell, can you, who's going to get the golden glove?
It's usually been Barthez, but maybe not this season.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of keepers who played. I mean, probably Toldo played 25 games, conceded 20. That's probably not going to be beaten by anyone else, is it?
Andre, maybe.
No, he's been shocking this year. 18 and 22.
Not good enough.
And then goals.
Next season, you're going to have Hulls players on the front page of those. It's about fucking time.
Right, I'm sharing private information, so I'm going to stop. Thank you very much for everyone for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting you all, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and Fifey will be with you on Friday. Thanks a lot, Jens, and I shall speak to you soon, mate.
Cheers, mate. It's been a pleasure. Have a good night.